That's right, long awaited, but it finally runs. Welcome back to the Lost Cause Ranch. I'm Joe. This is our LS swap discovery, and today we make it make some noise. All ready to fire up. As you see, that's my job. Ted's inside. Let's see how this goes. Vroom. It's not leaking coolant.
What's that?
It's not leaking coolant.
Not yet.
You want me to see if there's fuel up there yet? Yay. So, it turns over.
We did a thing.
Does not have fuel in the rail, but we're also going to check whether it has spark. And then go from there. So we have spark, and there's enough of a hole for air. What's that leave us with? Maybe some fuel. We'll figure that out. So no fuel. We're going to jump the relay here. I'm going to turn the fuel pump on myself and we'll see if it fires up. That way, if it fires up, we know we got something off in the Land Rover side wiring. So that's the first start up on the LS swap discovery. If you manually do some fuel, it goes. So we'll get that figured out, what we got going on there. But we have a running LS Land Rover discovery. So we're getting the underneath buttoned up some. Exhaust is now in its final position. We got the oxygen sensors in. Ted's got the starter all cleaned up and in there. The wiring is taken care of on that guy. You see he's got the heat wrap around the stuff that is near the exhaust. And we got that harness all loomed up, looking pretty. Then we were able to get the factory transmission lines to work for us. We took our little 1/2-inch tubing bender and just kind of rebent this one down to come below the exhaust, and there's a good air gap there. And we're gonna go rob another spacer clamp off one of the parts discos, and we'll tie those two together. But we moved that one there. Then up towards the front here, with a little massaging, we flipped the lines in orientation side to side there, so they'd lay a little better, and moved the one cushion clamp. On the discovery location, it's over in this area. Moved it up to the front of the LS oil pan, and we had to bend this guy off the crank pulley. But it all sits in there nice, clears everything well without having to remake the lines. So the underneath is pretty much all set on this guy. Ted's just taking some acetone to the stainless exhaust pipes. That'll get our fingerprints off them, otherwise they burn in there. Don't need that. Need to keep them pretty. On the top side here, we got the throttle cable hooked up. That's the factory Land Rover Discovery bracket. So that's kind of nifty, just back on the top of the truck manifold in place. Now we can rev her up. And then we have our coolant hoses trimmed up and in place. So on the top side here, we still have to trim the upper fan shroud. We're gonna cut it there and trim this around, roll that guy down a little bit for a little nicer fit but we use the factory Discovery upper radiator hoses and cut a little bit off each end to keep it away from the AC compressor. And then we got that one in there. Lower one there is a BMW piece. This is the Gates number 22639, and this is the leftover that we cut off of that hose. So that works on the lower part. So we just need to get a T on this side so we can tie into the expansion tank and get that in there. That way we can top the entire system off. So you think we should fire it back up for you? I think we will. So there we have it. The exhaust actually sounds pretty decent. Nothing over the top. A nice streetable setup. That's the factory rear muffler with Summit manifolds and the custom exhaust and a couple cats. I think she sounds good. Burning everything off a little bit. So there we have a running Discovery with a 5.3 GM engine. That's exciting. So now that we confirmed everything runs, we can button all this up, make it all pretty, finish off what we need to. The underneath is pretty much done, so we're good there. We'll get the rest of the wiring all cleaned up, intake made, ECU mounted, fan shroud. You guys want to see us drive it on the next video? I think we'll do that next video. Everything cleaned up, everything buttoned up, Discovery driving. Appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't seen the rest of these, I'll throw the playlist up right here. Catch you on the next one.